Okay, so there's been some information suggesting that Sonic Heroes is going to be having a remake in the next upcoming years. However, with this information, it started to cause some discourse among the Sonic community. Now, even though I'm like a week late with this, I want to do my best to explain as well as give my thoughts on whether I think this remake is still happening with the information that we know thus far. Now, with no more delay, let's just talk about what exactly went down. Recently, a very known but not so reliable leaker by the name of Zippo has created a blog post regarding Sega's plan for what game engine they're going to be using in the future. He starts off by addressing the fact that Sega is going to be using Unreal Engine moving forward for the next future games. He ends off the blog by contesting that there is going to be a Sonic game being remade in Unreal Engine as well, with the choices being Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, which honestly would make the most sense, Sonic Heroes, Sonic 06, or Sonic Unleashed, which needs a port and not a remake if you ask me. Now, after this blog was posted, or possibly this happened before, someone on Twitter made a post about Sonic Heroes potentially getting a remake, and to back this up, another more reliable leaker known as Midori, as most of you corrected me on the last video, this person has so kindly replied to this tweet and confirmed that Sonic Heroes is getting the remake treatment. And they also confirmed that Sega is moving to Unreal, but will continue to use the other engines that they have been using, such as Hedgehog engine. So no, that's not gonna die out. But here is where things get a little crazy. Not even a day later, Zippo comes out with another blog post confirming himself that Sonic Heroes is the game that is going to be remade in Unreal Engine, saying that it's going to be set to release in late 2026 to 2027. However, Midori comes out and confirms that while yes, this is true, it's not stated that the remake has even started development, that it's only an idea for Sega right now. Right after that, Sonic Stadium makes their own post relaying the information regarding what Midori said and Zippo said, basically saying that there's not going to be a remake happening or being in development anytime soon. This then led to Midori looking into Zippo in his blog post with no prior knowledge of who he was to begin with. She then claimed that the person that she gave the information to is the same person who gives Zippo his information to create this rumored post about Sonic Heroes being remade. Now, after this whole fiasco, Midori decided to hang up the leaking hat and just stop using Twitter as a whole, with Zippo making a response post to the drama, but we don't talk about that because it was pretty trash. And that's pretty much all you need to know regarding the situation. Kind of funny we have a somewhat big Sonic drama this year that has to do with Sonic Heroes of all games. But again, that's just me. However, the real question that I'm sure a lot of you are wondering is that, will this remake still even happen? Personally, I believe it will still happen. Of course, like Midori said, it's only an idea at Sega for now, but I don't think it's completely far-fetched. If we exclude Sega's track records on remasters with Sonic of all things, a full-on remake, if you ask me, is just asking for just too much. Personally, if we were going to receive a remake, I would have put my bets on either adventure games, but as we heard before, those were actually cancelled because of internal reasons. But imagine if we had an Adventure 2 remake just in time for the movie. That would have been a great way to introduce those new to the franchise of where exactly Shadow originated from, as well as a good representation of what's to come in the theaters later on. But then again, we have Sonic X Shadow Generations, so I guess we don't need that? I don't know, I feel like Adventure would be a much better remake, but you know. Back to Heroes, Sonic Heroes does have a lot of untapped potential. So if Sega really wanted to create a remake of this game, they could honestly tap into that and also make it a much better game than before. Although if I'm being honest, I never really played Sonic Heroes in its entirety, seeing as I didn't really grow up with the consoles it was released on. My first owned Sonic game was Sonic Lost World, so I guess that says a lot. But from what I do know is that visually, it's one of the more appealing Sonic games, stage-wise and character-wise. Also one of the more janky titles as well. Hey, to his their own, right? Ultimately, if Sega can remake Heroes with the same aesthetic and appeal as the original, possibly even more teams, flesh out the controls a little bit more, I'd say we have a great remake on our hands right there. Also, quick news flash for anyone that actually stick around to the end. While I was editing this, I checked Twitter and Midori apparently came back like the day after April Fool's. I guess you could say a little bit after midnight. And they aren't quitting. Let's go! They also apologized to Zippo and gave a much better explanation of what exactly went down regarding all this Heroes remake drama. I'll let you look into that in the description, but I'll show some little snippets here. But anyways, that's all I have to say regarding the Sonic Heroes remake and the leaker situation overall. Let me know what you think about all of this and whether you think Sonic Heroes deserves a remake or not in the comments below. I'd love to hear what y'all have to say, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Stay safe and take care.